Hi guys, in today's video we are going to be transforming our basic body block to a princess bustier dart. If you don't know what that is, if you notice most of the African wears, it's the princess dart is normally different when you're using it to sew for the African women. You know, the typical African women. It's different from the princess dart that you use to make a suit. So that is what I'm going to show you how to do, but we are going to do it from our basic body block. This is part one of the video. So with your princess dart pattern, you can sew different styles like this. As you can see, this is a princess bustier dart pattern. You can sew this kind of style. You can make this kind of style, mostly from African print. So you find that most of these clothes are made from bustier princess darts, and that is exactly what we are going to be doing. So without wasting much time, let's go start. So first, let's get what we need ready to create our bustier princess dart pattern. So first you need, of course, your basic body block. If you don't know how to create a basic body block, I'll put a link directly below this video to show you how I created this professionally. You need a transparent paper, you need a marker, or if you have an HD pencil, is okay. You need a sellotape, you need, of course, your French curve and a ruler. The very first thing we need to do is just place this across like so. And then you're going to trace out everything as it is. You trace out everything on this transparent paper. So I've traced out my paper on the transparent paper. If you want to buy this transparent paper, I'll put the link below. I bought it from Amazon. So if you're interested, I'll put the link below so you can get it. Once you've gotten your transparent paper, you've transferred everything down there. As you can see, I've folded in my shoulder dart. So folding your shoulder darts, you know, pin it down or tape it down with transparent sellotape. So the next thing we are going to do, we are going to place this again on top of this, ensuring that on the side you have the excess paper on the side, just the way I've placed it. The excess paper giving you about 2.5 or 3 inches on the side of your arm. So I'm going to sellotape this down with sellotape. So as you can see, I've transferred my shoulder, the curve, the neck curve, the chest line, the bust line. So the next line we need to add here is the under bust line. And to get your under bust line, just mark 4 centimeters from 4 inches, sorry, from your bust line. This is my bust line. Let me label it. This is my bust line. This is my chest line. So to get the under bust line, we'll just measure 4 inches from your bust line. So that is my under bust line. Now, for most of these African dresses that needs a cut under the bust, you will not cut directly on the bust line. You need to give a little bit inches to it, because if you cut directly under the bust, it won't sit well when you're sewing it. So now we'll just add 2 inches to the under bust line. Then we'll mark it. So I'll just use a ruler and just draw along those lines that I've just marked. Okay, good. So now the next thing we need to mark is the bust span. Your bust span is your nipple to nipple divided by 2. And my own bust span is 8 divided by 2. That will give me 4. And I'm going to mark that on my bust line, the under bust line, and this line right here. So that will be 4. Hope you're following me. If you're enjoying this, please don't forget to subscribe. And then I'm going to use my ruler and I'm going to draw a line. Before you draw a line, please add 0.5, 0.5, 0.5 inches. That is to make up for the sewing. So don't just draw it on your under bust, on your bust span measurement. You add 0.5. So next, let's find the midway of our armhole. Just put your tape round like that until you get the full measurement of the tape, and then you find the midway of your armhole. Mine is 10.5. So what I will do, I will just put the tape here at 10.5, and then I will just fold it like so. And then I'll be able to know that the midpoint right here is 5.25. So I'll just mark that 5.25. So from there, I'm going to draw a curve to meet up with my bust span line. So now I've drawn my curve to meet my bust span. But you find that this exactly will not give you that bustier look. So what you need to do now, you need to add 5 inches up from this line. 0.5 inches up and then 1 inch down. So now you now adjust the curve from here to meet here, and also adjust it from here to meet this place. So now you've done those adjustments, you've adjusted the curve, but you discover that if you cut this here and cut this here, if you're joining the two, this will be longer. So we need to extend this a little bit by 1 inches and then curve our armhole again to join it here. So you see how the curve has been adjusted. I've added the 1 inch there, and then I've adjusted my armhole curve. So by the time you cut this out like so, and then cut the center piece out like so, when you join them together, nothing will remain at this end of your material. So now let's come down to do the adjustment at the underbust end. So to shape this part of our blouse, or this part of our bustier princess dart, remember this is our bust span line, and this here is under bust line. So from this under bust line, you come up 0.5 inches. And then from this bust span line, you're going to take in some inches. The amount of inches you take in is dependent on your bust size. If you have a bust size from 32 inches below, you can take in 1.5 inches. If you have from that 32 inches, or maybe from 34 inches to 42 inches, you can take in 2 inches here. If you have anything above 42, if your bust size is 42, you take in 2.5 inches. You can repeat the video because I'll put it on the video so that you see the difference of what you're going to take in here. And we're going to mark that from this 0.5 up from your under bust. We're going to draw that line, take away. For me, my bust is 38, so I'm going to take in 2 inches. So once you've taken it that, remember this is the, let me draw the line from the 1/2 inch that I took up from my under bust line. So what you're going to do, you're going to draw that curve like so. Draw it to come and meet up this line. So you're going to curve it to meet up with this line. Then let's now mark all our measurements. This is your bust line, so your bust circumference divided by 2, you mark it. I mark it there. Bust circumference divided by 2. Your under bust circumference divided by 2, divided by 4, sorry. Bust circumference divided by 4, under bust divided by 4, and then also mark it here. This is your cut line. Also mark the under bust divided by 4. And then we're just going to draw a line from our armhole to meet the cut line. So remember that we've taken in 2 inches here. So we have to replace that 2 inches right here. So you just measure 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches. And then we'll draw from here to mark the 2 inches that we've taken in. So it depends. If you took in 2.5, you're going to give 2.5. If you took in 1.5, you're going to give 1.5. So I've added my 2 inches to make up for this place, and then I will now add my sewing allowance. I'm going to make it 1.5 inches. So I'll add 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. So I've added my sewing allowance. I've also added 0.5 inches where you have the cut to make up for the sewing, and I've also added 0.5 inches on the shoulder as seam allowance for the sewing. So this is how to actually create your bustier princess cut from your basic body block. You can keep this as a block for you to use for any of your African dress styles, because most times nothing really changes except the bottom part. That is whatever you add, style you make from under your bust down. You could also use it to make even gowns, especially gowns that you need to have a cut under your bust. As long as you have this, your pattern, you can use it in many ways. You can use it even to make a zip. All you have to do is to keep the allowance for the zip in front. You can use it without a zip. You can use it with buttons. You can use it and change the neck. So it's very, very useful. So with this, I've come to the end of this video. I hope you're going to try your hands on it and then maybe cut it and try it on your dress. In my next video, I will be showing you how to do this same pattern, but we are going to be using an online pattern drafting software that is completely free. Everything I'm teaching you are things I paid to learn how to do. So all I'm asking is, remember to subscribe and remember to forward this video to somebody that you know is desiring to learn how to sew and probably does not have the money to pay for it. So thank you so much for watching. Until my next video.